going to be a really good player. So I'm really excited to watch him play for sure.
What excites you about playing next to Tackett? You know, both you guys can really fly. Is that something you get a little excited about? Or?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think we both have a very similar athletic ability. So on the field, you saw peaks of it last year, but I'm really excited about that. Obviously, Tackett's my boy too, so playing against my brother on the field, there's nothing better.
And how important do you think that speed and athleticism is for what you guys are trying to do with making more negative plays and making more good plays?
I think it's huge, especially when you have to cover all these great receivers or tight ends even. I think me and Tackett being able to cover them along with fitting in the run game in the Big Tens. So I think just us having that two-way type of athleticism is going to be huge.
How does Tackett look different than he did last year?
In my opinion, he's way more comfortable in the system. I think last year he kind of just got in like a little later, so he kind of was thrown into everything. But he has 2 years under his belt now, so he's very comfortable in the system, and we're working really well with him.
Luke said he just looked healthier too, just like faster. And
Yeah. He's very. I mean, he's always been twitchy, but he's definitely been 100%. He was great all spring ball, so I'm excited to see him in the fall.
What have you kind of noticed about going against the offense, and what problems could they potentially cause for defenses?
They cause a lot of problems. I would kind of compare them to like a Penn State type offense with all the shifts and motions and stuff like that. So I would say that's the biggest thing. Especially if linebackers are catching your eyes all over the place. So they're definitely going to have a lot of offenses fooled this year, 100%.
And then what about defense, the mentality, and what do you like about what you've seen so far?
I think the biggest thing I've seen is we got much bigger on the edges, and we have a lot of guys on the D-line that can rotate. So we have a lot of fresh people coming in and out, so there's a lot of energy. And I think the biggest thing we're focusing is trying to, me personally, playing like with some swagger. I think guys last year kind of just got in their own heads. We're playing on their own, and I think now we're playing more as a team, and we have that swagger together, so I'm excited to see it on the field.
How do you keep that going when things aren't going well? Because that probably played a little bit of a role for you guys down the stretch.
Yeah, it's it gets tough, but I think if you have like this, one of the bigger things we focused on this offseason was like the brotherhood, and, like the guys getting together. So I think when you're closer with your brothers, especially offensive, defensively, if we make a mistake, the offense got our back, or vice versa. So I just think when you're like closer with your teammates, that makes a big difference.
Is that going to? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Is that going to play a role being away for the next 2 weeks, being in Platteville?
Yeah, definitely. I think that'll help for sure. We're all staying in the dorms together. We all got roommates, and I think it kind of sucks going away, but at the same time, it's kind of nice just being with your guys all in the same spot. All you're focusing on is football. So, yeah.
What are the positives and
underwhelming results like you had last year? Kind of what's the self-reflection process kind of over the course of the offseason?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, we kind of just had to make it kind of a motivation thing in the offseason. There's not much we can do about it now. It freaking sucked, but we just got to move on, use it as motivation, and I think we did a really good job about that in the offseason, and we're going to keep focusing on that in fall camp through the season.
How has Tough Borland changed your guys' offensive or interior linebacker room? Just because I know he's always kind of been in that role where he's assistant to Coach Tressel, but now with that title, maybe a little bit more responsibility. How's that changed things for you guys?
Yeah, I love Tough because he played himself, so he has that personal experience, so he can really work on teaching us like the little details. Just kind of sit with us one-on-one and say, hey, like if you see that, you do this, because he's really been in the game. He's played at that really high level, so that's why Tough is so great, because he just fills you in with those secret details that maybe another coach wouldn't know.
Christian, there was